Bernard King was money.
Bernard pulls the trigger. Bullseye!
I remember one year he came to San Antonio, got 50 on us, went to Dallas the next day and got 50 on Dallas.
Back-to-back 50-point games for Bernard King.
He would be like the pitcher in baseball who you think could throw a no-hitter every time. What fans remember most about Bernard was the game face. It would start in the actually it would start before the warm-ups.
He had this look like he was gonna kill you on his face, and then he shook your hand and like almost was telling you like, get ready, I'm about to give you 50.
No, it was not on purpose that the last two hidden gems have been Knicks. No, I am not in withdrawal of Knick basketball. No, I am not thinking about the Knicks entirely too much in the off season. No, I'm not pissed off that we you know what, let's not even get into it. Bernard the King, fuck LeBron, this is the real king. One of the new legends that they did add in 2K15 MyTeam, and one of the ones that people want to use a lot when the year did first start and they first released the legend packs. Probably the only thing this card can do is shoot 3-pointers. Other than that, Bernard King was just a scoring machine, and it is reflected very much so in this card. And I think one of the more underrated things about him is his 94 close and his moving close shot. Those are the two stats that will dictate whether or not you'll make those crazy fucking acrobatic layups. No, it's not just your driving layups. That close shot, there's a reason it's called the close shot. When you're getting bumped and get those contested annoying layup scenes, it will help a fucking ton. He has good badges. For some reason, I don't know why I'm a volume shooter, because he was a good percentage shooter. But just like real life, it is pick your poison.
He had such a repertoire of offensive big plays,
and mainly you're going to see it a lot is that spin jumper. Boom!
the spin move.
Bernard King once again.
If there was ever a king of the spin jumper in 2K, it might be Bernard King, because he has the best animation for it in the game. Obviously, also the 90 moving mid-range. He might have the best animation for it in the game, because it's the quick one that happens in 0.5 seconds that creates about 3 feet of space.
There's Bernard releasing the one-man fast break.
Oh, and there's also the fact that he has 88 speed on quickness and runs the floor like a fucking gazelle. He's no LeBron or no Durant, but I'm going to run the floor just as quick as anybody else and probably even catch some lobs for you. Also, like in real life, Bernard King was actually the fucking king of making contested jump shots. People could be inside his fucking skin and I'm going to make the shot over them. This game is just the same. There should be no reason you don't upgrade him Deadeye badge to full if you're going to be serious about using him. On ball defensively, he's not going to be some lockdown perimeter defender, but he does have interceptor, and he will make those jumping pass lanes, especially if you're somebody that sets your defensive settings to start the game, the smother and deny settings. He jumps a lot of pass lanes with those, and it will always help.
The beauty of his game, the sensational part, was the running on the break. I immediately think of LeBron James. I think of Karl Malone. I think of Dr. J, James Worth.
On that note, don't just think that he is mid-range patch 4 cheese. This man is running the floor like a gazelle every time down, and he will finish whether it's in transition or in a half-court setting. He just gets those really easy. First of all, boom, boom. Those are too late, but fine. He just gets those really, really good layup scenes, and he's one of those people that you should proactively try to do more than just RT and X to the basket. You should actually try to do a Euro step if you see the moment for the Euro step, to do a spin move if you see the moment for a spin move. Same thing with a hop step. Be creative. Do the move that you think is going to work, because this is what Bernard did in real life. And at this point, you may as well learn how to play like this in 2K. Don't just run to the basket and try to dunk and get an easy finish with just holding the turbo button and X. Play like how you should play. Learn to do the right move at the right time, because it genuinely makes you a better player.
Bernard pulls the trigger. Bullseye!
And yes, when in doubt, you can't just call for a pick and then mid-range jump shot because of that 90 moving mid-range patch 4 shit. To give you an example of what I mean, rewatch that shit a couple of times. Watch how much space was created by his spin jumper. I think it's the drive right, pull back left one. One of them is quicker than the other, but whichever one it is, that one is a fucking cheat, and I dislike the hell out of it, because I like spin jumpers in this game. I think they're very cool. I think they create a lot of space, and players do them a lot in real life. They are a bit of cheese, but they are realistic shots, but they're just OP as shit in this game, as he makes this fucking ridiculous floater over, I don't like the whole team when they didn't even give me a shot bar to deal with, but The thing about the spin jumper is, honestly and truly, I really like using them, but at the same time, the people, it is right when them say it's cheese, because it is overpowered in this game. But I love using spin jumpers, and that's another fucking crazy finish from like 10 feet out jumping. And yes, even though he only has like a 64 3-pointer, it is patch 4. If he is open, he will hit that shit.
And boom goes the dynamite.
Just for the fact that him have an easy form as well, because that also helps on his mid-range pull-ups. Pull-up game is too strong, green releases all the time. And the only regret that I have for this cat is that them didn't really give him the post game that him did deserve, just because if you don't have a post fadeaway in this game, you basically just can't post up. That's his 2K logic.
I never saw anyone that could make the kind of shots he made. I mean, guys could be all over him.
But fuck it, when you have his ability to make these kind of contested jump shots, you don't need the post game in this game, because at the end of the day, this guy is not here going to be on your team to just, well, you can use him to go and drop 50, but he's not going to be on your team to just go off and be a go-to guy, even though he probably could have been earlier in the year. What the fuck am I saying? But either way, the point is he's there to just come and drop some buckets, and this is to show you that he has this potential. He's one of the people that can randomly go off in your game and have somebody go off and fucking buy him because they're so pissed off that you went off with him. You can drop an easy 20 with Bernard King every game in my team if you wanted to, because it's that fucking easy. And pre-patch 4, when they did have the patch where Zach Levine was just Superman in every single fucking game that him did play, Bernard King was one of those people that got poster dunks all of the time without goal post. He has posterizer, but it's obvious his runs, but he's one of those people that used to just get dunks all over the fucking place. Reason being because we have those generic dunk animations where you just need to drive on him, take off, and kind of ignore the fact that there are human beings in his presence around him to stop him. So that kind of helps. Other than that, Bernard King, it is really kind of pick your poison. If you go right, you can spin back left. If you go left, you can spin back right. Call for a pick and roll and go for a mid-range jump shot. Go by, blow by, and dunk on the entire team, and just look for him in transition. And for the people that think that spin jumpers are just too much cheese, you can stop this. Learn how to play on-ball defense. Use LT and RT at the same time to actually trigger your lateral quickness, and stop trying to overrun people by just using RT to get out on them. Use your lateral quickness. Stay on them. If you know the spin jumper going come, then stay on them and wait for them to drive one way and just wait for the spin back. It's not that hard. You don't even need to get a hand up, and if you can't get the hand up, go ahead into your defensive settings, the absolute defense on the right stick on absolute, and then you go and put your help defensive, which is above the help box out, up to at least a 75 thereabouts, and that will help your guy to contest when all you have to do is run into them. The computer will do the rest. Run into them. That counts as defense these days. Just be near his fucking feet when he's shooting. This is 2K logic, alright? Now with great power comes great responsibility. I just taught you one of the biggest spin jump cheesers in the game, and I also taught you how to stop it at the same time. I don't know how those go hand in hand because I just counteracted everything I did, but it's fucking fine because this was for the king, alright? This was another video for a Nick. It's the least that I can do to make myself fucking feel better as a fan, and I don't even want to get into it because I'll get emotional and I will start to tear up on them kind of things there. So let's just move on from this. Bernard King is just a really good card to use, and I was coming down, I was trying to decide if I didn't want to do it between Bernard King or Adrian Dantley, because these two of the new legends in my team kind of have the same exact stats, but Bernard King for the Nick fan in me.
You know, you grew up as a kid and you watch Dave DeBusschere, you watch Walt Frazier, Willis Reed, and you dream of one day maybe being out there on the court with the Knicks as well. I used to have goosebumps when I drove to Madison Square Garden.
Bernard King, I think, is the best forward in the league, hands down. And he's the type of guy who gives it to you every minute he's on the court.